a mi madre llorar un día cuando supo que yo amaba. Y a mi madre llorar un día cuando supo que yo amaba. Quién sabe quién le diría que eras tú a quien yo adoraba. Después que lo supo todo, la vi llorar de alegría. Después que lo supo todo, la vi llorar de alegría. Petenera, petenera, petenera desde mi cuna. Mi madre me dijo a solas que amara no más a una. Mi madre me dijo a solas que amara no más a una.
Beneath the fragile appearance of calm in Oaxaca City, both the struggle to force Governor Ulysses Ruiz Ortiz from office and the dirty war waged against the protesters continue. There are no signs of the graffiti and protest camps of the Oaxaca People's Popular Assembly, or APO, in Oaxaca's historic center, and occasional tourists can now be seen walking bewildered through the streets. On Saturday, the Federal Preventive Police Force that occupied the town square, or Zócalo, on October 29, moved their troops and riot tanks out of the center to nearby bases, turning over control to the state police. Only 1 week before, the federal police had raided the state police headquarters, searching for illegal guns suspected of being used against protesters in a string of paramilitary-style attacks that took place between August and October, killing at least 15 people. On Saturday, for the first time since striking teachers and outraged citizens forced them out of town in a pitched street battle on June 14, those state police were back in charge. The next day, some 2,000 women from the APO marched through Oaxaca City, calling for the governor's ouster and the immediate release of the more than 200 prisoners detained after confrontations with police on November 25th. The women, who avoided confrontation with the state police, gathered at the Madero Park to greet the first prisoners to have been released. 2 buses arrived after a 24-hour ride from the federal prison in Tepic, Nayarit, delivering 43 prisoners to the emotive greeting of the women and hundreds more APO supporters and family members. This was the first contact with family and friends most of the prisoners had had since their detentions on November 25th, and the first time people heard direct testimonies of their experience. Ismael Estrada had been walking with his wife in central Oaxaca City when he was attacked by federal police looking to round up APO protesters.
It was about 6 in the afternoon on the day of November 25, when the operation took place near Santo Domingo between Reforma and Cinco de Mayo streets. At the point we could do anything. About 5 or 6, the Federal Preventive Police attacked me and began to beat me with everything they had, kicking me and clubbing me with the police batons. Yes, here they split my head. I bled a lot. I was drenched in blood. In spite of that, they keep beating me.
Arbitrary detentions and forced disappearances have been used by both state and para-police forces since last August. These detentions increased dramatically after the federal police crackdown on protesters 3 weeks ago, but then dropped off again when the state police themselves became subject of a federal raid. Human rights workers continue to press the issue of forced disappearances as one of their gravest concerns. Jessica Sanchez of the Oaxaca office of the Mexican Human Rights Defense League has documented disappearances throughout the 6-month conflict.
Hay un momento donde nadie sabe en dónde están, donde nadie sabe por qué los agarraron ni en dónde los pusieron.
There is a moment when nobody knows where they are, when nobody knows why they have grabbed them and where they have taken them. This is completely terrifying, not only for the families but for us as well, because we don't know if they can kill them, if they can torture them. The real fear is not the detention in itself, but the real fear is what happens in the space of darkness, where nobody knows if you can guarantee your life and safety.
Donde no sabes si se puede garantizar tu vida y tu integridad física, ¿no?
After a short lull, plainclothes gunmen apprehended 3 APO members on Monday, beating, interrogating, and threatening to kill them. The gunmen identified themselves as being part of the death squad, referring to the state police convoys that wounded and killed protesters in August. Florentino Martinez, Pedro Garcia, and Otalo Padilla, all members of the APO and the Popular Revolutionary Front, had left an APO meeting at the Teachers Union headquarters when they were followed and detained by several cars and trucks carrying men with assault rifles and pistols. The gunmen ordered the APO members into one of their vans where they were beaten and tortured for over an hour.
Bueno, en el transcurso del camino estuvimos siendo golpeados.
They were beating us throughout the trip. My friends were kicked in the head. I could hear them screaming in pain. They were constantly stepping on our heads.
Al igual que constantemente nos pisaban en la cabeza. ¡La APO vive y vive! ¡La lucha sigue y sigue!
The gunmen threatened to shoot them and to fly them out over the sea and throw them from the plane. But after over an hour of beatings, they instead threw them out of the truck, keeping their possessions, including a laptop and a USB memory stick with internal APO documents. While freshly painted storefronts tried to announce the return of calm to Oaxaca, the continued use of paramilitary-style violence against protesters speaks to the deep unrest that plagues the state, a violence that may end up pulling more people into the folds of the APO than it scares away from the protests.
Fue lo peor que yo viví.
The worst moment for me was the day they detained me. The tear gas, the police, they tied me up. I didn't understand anything. I didn't know what was happening. All 21 days were terrible.
Voy a unir a las organizaciones. Yo no sé qué es el APO, no sé qué es el maestro.
I didn't know what the APO was or the teachers union. I didn't know anything about them.
Ahora me voy a unir a la organización, quien que sea, el APO, sea el APO, sea el...
Now I'm determined to join them, because the government made me suffer so much. I'll join them to help get rid of the government, because I don't want this government anymore.
No sabía, no tenía nada que ver en eso, me lastimó mucho. Tanto me lastimó a mí, me lastimó a toda mi familia.
They not only made me suffer, but also made my whole family suffer.
Y ahora
I'll work with the people who've been struggling, whatever the organization is, the APO or whatever. I don't want my grandchildren to suffer what I've suffered. I want to fight for the release of all the innocent women who are still in Nayarit. They're humble people who make fans to maintain their family. Some of them are barefoot. Many don't even speak Spanish, only Mixteco.
Ellos no saben hablar español, hablan en mixteco.
La resistencia de mi tierra oaxaqueña.
For Democracy Now!, this is John Gibler reporting with Elizabeth Press in Oaxaca City.